If you've ever driven a big old German luxury car, you know, a Mercedes S-Class, a BMW 7 Series, an Audi A8, they make you feel drunk with power. They're fast, they're silent, they're gorgeous, they're high-tech. Well, the car I'm driving this week, the brand new A3, is from a German luxury brand, but it starts under $30,000. And to be perfectly honest, cars like this tend to be disappointing if you're used to driving the real thing, meaning the bigger, more expensive thing from these brands. What I like about this new A3 is that it looks and feels and drives exactly like an Audi should. The styling on the outside, the sense of quality on the inside, and all the sensations you get from the driver's seat, they all feel like they're related to the bigger, more expensive Audi cars. And that's not always the case with cars like this. Sometimes you get the sense that the more affordable cars from these expensive brands come from completely different companies, like different people were designing and engineering them. But for 2015, this new A3 actually feels like an Audi, and that in itself is impressive. Now, car guys like me are usually interested in what's under the hood, and Audi offers two different engines in this car. A 1.8-liter version that makes 170 horsepower, and a 2-liter version that makes 220 horses. Both of them have turbochargers, both of them have direct fuel injection, both of them are great engines. But believe it or not, what I liked the most about this car was actually the transmission. It has a dual-clutch gearbox that acts like an automatic when you put it in drive, but it acts like a manual when you decide to shift it yourself. That means it can change gears really quickly and accurately, exactly when you tell it to. To me, it feels like a manual transmission that's being shifted by like this super fast robot, instead of having a clutch pedal to deal with. Now that's a hard thing to describe, but if you take one of these on a test drive, you'll want to make sure you play around with the transmission for a bit to see what it's like. To me, it feels way better than most automatics do, and that's by design. So what are you missing out on when you buy the entry-level Audi? Obviously there's size, there's not as much legroom in the back seat, and the front seats fit a bit more tightly, but that shouldn't be a surprise. And you also don't get as much standard equipment. If you buy a $30,000 domestic compact car, for example, it's going to be loaded with all the bells and whistles you can possibly imagine. On the A3 though, you're paying for better engineering and a better overall car in my opinion. But you'll have to pony up some more dough for things like a rear-view camera. Overall though, and I can't stress this enough, this new A3 is legit. It feels like a big, expensive German luxury car just scaled down to a smaller size.